names to talk about.
Yes.
You have a few?
Yes.
And I have a few. Guys that we're going to be watching and then maybe talk about things we'd like to see out of said players. I went first last time, so why don't you go first? You talked about Audric Estimé, Joaquin Davis. I can never remember Prescorn's first name, but that guy.
Caden
Prescorn. And you'd kind of thrown it on as the back end, but Karani, don't call me Karen Reed, was the guy that you mentioned as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw in Jawan Newton as well.
Oh, nice.
Because of the big plays that he's made multiple times out at training camp. And we're talking about Joaquin Davis. You brought up Kyrese Rowan. Here's the thing. There's a competition, almost three players for one spot. So is it going to be Joaquin in that big body and that skill set and that speed and that size and the leaping ability? Is it going to be Newton with he's making big plays all over the place.
Yeah, he's fast as hell.
And yes, or is it going to be Rowan, who's had some ups and downs, but definitely getting notice of the coaches out there? I think it's 3 players, one spot. And at the wide receiver position, if you look at, okay, is there a potential trade? Do you start taking phone calls? It's not outrageous to suggest that someone like Devon Vele, not trade bait, you're not offering him, you're not dangling him. But if I'm another team and I see the Broncos and they got a problem, I'm either going to wait until you cut one of those guys and maybe it's like a Newton or whatever, or I'm going to offer you something for Devon Vele right now so I can get him right now in my building. If you're the Commanders, if you're Adam Peters, and Peters has an edge, there's a report going around Peters is a little tougher to work with. Yeah, it's because he knows what he wants. Now, I think he's messing up the McLaurin thing, and I love Adam. I think he's a great eye for talent.
We're going on a month on that thing.
But you need to go hey, Devon Vele, I think Jaden Daniels would like that, right? You got a young target like that, and if you're the Broncos, you go, well, geez, are we really going to dress 6 receivers in a game? Probably not. So I think these other wide receivers that we're talking about, Joaquin Davis, Kyrese Rowan, and Jawan Newton, I think those are players to kind of concentrate on, and the fact that we're not going to see the starters means these backups should get a lot of work.
You know what? I'm looking at the roster here in front of me, and Davis, who we've been talking about throughout camp, huge body.
Yeah.
Listed as 6'4". Kyrese Rowan, who I'm keeping an eye on, 5'10". Jawan Newton, who you're going to keep an eye on, 5'11". We know what Sean likes. Now, you have speed, you have ability to get open and catch the football downfield. Sean likes that too. But those little guys, I don't think that we're looking at a Kyrese Rowan or a Jawan Newton both making this team. Like you said, it might be down to just those two. If it's the 3 of them and Joaquin Davis are all fighting for the same spot on the practice squad, I'm sorry, the little fellas. Sean likes the big boys, right? Davis is going to get that spot based on size.
Yeah, just based on his natural skill set, because you can't coach size, and he's certainly got it. So those wide receivers, let's put a pin on that. Let's watch this situation. But the player with the most on the line really has to be Audric Estimé. If he were to work out, I'm not saying he could be special. He's not a 3-down back. He's a 2-down banger.
No.
But he'd be a special 2-down banger. And there's guys out there like that, where he's good enough as a receiver, but he could be and bring that power element to the field. Let's say, for example, like a poor man's Joe Mixon. I don't think it's a totally accurate comparison, but something like that where he's got some power and you throw him some passes, whatever.
Yeah.
But Audric Estimé could be that. I don't believe he is that, but I believe he could be something I believe my pro comparison for him last year was Brandon Jacobs. He could be that sort of large back. He's a little bit dainty. You don't really want to throw him the ball, but man, my God, the power this guy has. Coming up in this game against the Cardinals, and we've established the Cardinals have a deceptive defense. How do you get through a deceptive defense? You run over their ass. And that means Audric Estimé right up the gut, punching this thing in and doing what this team needs him to do. And he's got so much on the line because I believe if Audric Estimé does not impress over these next 2 preseason games, he will not make the practice squad.
Wow.
I'm not talking about the 53-man roster. I already don't think he's going to make that. He needs to impress so that he can earn a practice squad spot based on what Tyler Bidet is doing, based on what Blake Watson usually is doing, although 2 bad days in a row for Blake Watson. So I think with a guy like Estimé, there is so much on the line. And there's other players out there, too, that we can and will highlight for this segment specifically. But I think if we just said, who has the most on the line, it's kind of Estimé because he could...
I would agree with you.
He could be the 3rd back or he could be on the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's his outcomes.
I look at a guy like Lucas Krull. I think he's got a lot on him, but not as much as Estime. Because with Lucas, it's one, he wasn't drafted a year ago. They didn't use the draft pick on him a year ago, so there's not like this, oh, well, you can't get rid of, although it was only a fifth, and you can. So I would agree that it's Estime, and then Lucas Krull's got something to prove because of what's happening with Nate Atkins, and I think probably the same for him, right? I mean, they're pretty deep at the tight end spot. I don't know that Lucas Krull stays on the Denver Broncos practice squad if he's not on the 53. So I think he's got something to prove. I think if Lucas scores himself another touchdown, he's obviously making a name for himself there. With Estime, is that what you're looking at as far as expectation? He's going to get a lot of opportunity. We're talking like 50, 60 yards and a touchdown is what you need to see?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see like 100 yards. That's crazy to suggest that. But if it is a good...
He'll play, I mean, what? He's going to play 2 quarters?
Well, and the thing is, nobody get on Twitter and start tweeting, it's only averaging 2 yards a carry. He's the type of guy that he'll have 3 carries for 3 yards, and then that 4th carry will be 25 yards. He runs over somebody. You need to have some patience. At the end of the game, it's obviously going to be what it's going to be. But during the game, I would like Estime to get warmed up a little bit. I'm not even an Estime fan. I just think a guy like that needs to get into a rhythm. I always used to say it about Jerome Bettis back in the day because I'm old. It's like Bettis would be a guy where, oh God, there's first 10 carries, it's for 9 yards. And then at the end of the day, you turn around, like Bettis had 21 carries for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, because Tubby got better as the game went on. Mm-hmm. And he got, and I say that lovingly for the bus, but like he got better. He wore guys down. I think Estime could be that guy, but he's never getting the opportunity. He's getting these 3 carry things, and that's not how you get into a rhythm for a power back.
I mean, is that the way that that's not the way they do it anymore in the NFL. You're talking about Jerome Bettis, who it doesn't seem like that long ago, but in NFL terms, that's a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Where you can have a bigger fella come in and be your 3-down back and wear those guys down.
Yeah.
Sean's not going to do that ever. You think Sean's ever going to trust one running back to go be the workhorse for his offense? I don't think he even wants to do that.
Well, then I'm going to ask something very painful, but it's merely this. Why the hell did you draft him then?
That's a great question. It's a fair question.
If you're not going to feed him 20 carries just to see, why did you draft him? He's not the guy that you want in a committee. He's not one that, like Tyler Bidet, you want in a committee because he can average 5-6 yards a carry, and he doesn't need 20 carries. I believe Estime is kind of a ramp-up guy. He already has build-up speed. You saw it on the 20-yard pass play, which I don't think happens against first stringers.
Sure.
I'll just say that.
Sure.
But Estime, you saw the build-up speed. Well, it's almost a build-up power, and you build it up because everyone's tired of tackling you. But that doesn't happen if you get 3 carries. Estime, the word deserves is off here, but I'm going to say it anyway. Estime deserves the opportunity to fail. Because right now, all he's doing is failing because he doesn't even get the opportunity. Mm-hmm. Give him 20 carries. And it's a preseason game. I know it's stupid. It's crazy. Lammey said 20 carries. Give him a bunch of work. Maybe 20 carries in the next 2 games. Can I get that?
Not even that big
Please?
of a number.
10 a game. I want 20 more carries to estimate, and each one of those carries I want to examine and see if there's more there so you have that power element. If you do not have Audric Estimé on this roster, and I don't think Estimé makes the team, not even the practice squad, I don't think he makes anything. But if you don't have a power element, that can never be part of something you do. Don't give me Michael Burton. Don't give me whatever. I do not want like a Bo Nix quarterback sneak thing. I don't want the tush push. I'm not saying they practice the tush push because we can't say what they've practiced, but I'm saying that it would be wise if they did practice the tush push, but I'm not saying that they did. Do you get the picture? Wink, wink, nod, nod. I actually don't want that. I don't want Bo out there getting risk of injury on a tush push. I'd rather have some big 230-pound back. He's getting the ball. You can't stop him. I want the Nelson. Like, ha, ha. Yeah. I want that. And that's what Audric Estimé could bring. Very limited role, but it's a role only he can do on this team.
It's a big 2-week period for Audric Estimé because I think you're right. This is about can he make the practice squad, not the 53. I don't think that's an option for him right now. Yesterday, we said it, and if you weren't with us yesterday or found the podcast, they were doing like a walkthrough with first, second, and third teams, Bo, Jarrett, Sam, and Estimé didn't even have a unit to run with. He literally, just for the sake of running, went out and lined up as a far wide receiver
On the sideline, basically.
on the sideline and ran up the hash marks just to be a part of the drill. Didn't even have a unit to run with. I mean, if he doesn't know what's happening in front of him, well, then he's blind.
That's where his agent comes in and says, hey, dude, you need to do this. Hey, you're on the edge. Hey, you're going to have an opportunity. And if I'm Audric, I'm honestly, in a non-immature way, I'm banging the table for, myself. Now, you have to do it in a mature way because we've heard, and Philip Lindsay, God bless him, has kind of given us that information. Like, hey, there were some maturity issues or whatever. However, Phil posed the statement there about Estime that this team is concerned about. So don't come in there like a big baby like you and me are because the starters aren't going to play. But like don't go to Sean Payton like that, but go to Payton like, come on, man. Give me the rock. Give me the rock. Give me the rock. I do the anti-Terrell Davis eating a hot dog in Japan where they call you in to play special teams and you go destroy Tyler Drexler. Like, a mid-hot dog. You never want to stop in the middle of a hot dog because then you'll get smart and be like, I probably shouldn't be eating a hot dog.
You just got to get it down as fast as you possibly can.
I'm not saying Joey Chestnut the thing, right? But I'm just saying, like, when you make that decision to eat a hot dog, you have to eat it.
I mean,
a
regular normal size hot dog, that's a 2-bite. That's 2 bites, right?
Big bite. I don't eat the regular hot. I go for the big bites, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the cheddar wurst. It's got cheese inside.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a brat. That's different.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But if you're Audric Estimé, don't Terrell Davis was going to leave. If he could have speaking, if he could have said what he needed to say at the airport in Japanese, am I making sense? Terrell Davis was going to leave.
Yeah.
So don't hide and eat hot dogs like Terrell Davis in the preseason. Actually, maybe you do because you wind up in the Hall of Fame. But if you're Audric Estimé, go to Peyton. Like, come on, man. I'd say go to Joe Lombardi, but go to someone that can make the call.
Joe Lombardi's going to say, you know what? That's a really good idea. Go ask Sean. You ask him. I don't want to ask him.
Joe Lombardi's going to say, you've done nothing wrong, Audric. Everything you've done is perfect.
Yeah.
Like, no, go to Sean and be like, come on, Sean. Come on, give me the rock. Give me the rock. You know, like, hey, JK's awesome. You got to be ready in case he's not awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be ready in case he's banged up. RJ, love that dude, but you got me. You drafted me. I want to prove to you that I can be the man. I've grown up. I'm working hard. I'm in here. Jaleel just beat me. He was just taking off his seatbelt when I pulled up, man. Jaleel just got me today. I'm here at 4:30. I'm working out. I'm ready to go. Like, that's what Estimé needs to send that message so that Sean can go, all right, young buck. Let me see what you got.
Well, you know what? With Estimé specifically, and maybe with Lucas Krull, one of the guys on my list, I think it's to the point, even from the coaching perspective, of like, it's now all on you. We've made it pretty clear how we feel about you. Now it's on you to change our minds. Audric Estimé, Lucas Krull both have to do that, and they have 2 preseason games to do so, or they're not a Denver Bronco. It's you might feel like it's like the cutthroat business. I actually like it like that. You've told me what my expectations are. I haven't met them. Now I know I need to do this or I'm not going to have a job anymore.
Yeah, well, and I know we do get it in other sports, and I'm thinking of the NBA specifically, mainly because of the Nuggets schedule. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later. But in other sports, when you get that guaranteed money, it's like, oh, well, where's your motivation?
Yeah.
In football, motivation abounds. Audric Estimé could not be playing football this fall. I bet he probably didn't think about that.
Dude, he's 21. He's not thinking about tomorrow, let alone the fall.
Right. I bet Audric Estimé has not thought about that. But there's a possibility that he is out of the league and just kind of waiting. He'd be one of those guys working out at a high school.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing? I'm playing the NFL. Which team? None right now, but, and God bless anyone that's had to do that. My buddy Andrew Hawkins. Do you know Hawk at all?
The name sounds
Hawk's
familiar,
on ESPN.
Okay.
And, he's one of the good guys on ESPN.
All right.
Yeah. Andrew Hawkins was the first player that ever told me that he was a fan of me. And he did it when he was in the CFL.
Okay.
So he'd watch my draft stuff. I met him as he was working as an intern as a ball boy at the Texas First Nation game just to get in front of scouts. He was a Canadian player, and he's from Toledo.
Do what you have to.
So when they did the reality show, the Jerry Jones thing of like make the team, he was second on that. He was second on that show.
Really?
He lost to the guy that eventually won, who was out of the league quickly. Hawk got paid. Like, he got one kind of big contract. So I love Hawk. But here's his story. he was so little, he had to mold clay, like how you tape your ankle.
Yeah.
So he molded clay on the bottom of his heel, and then he kind of taped his ankle so you could just see the back of the clay, but you didn't know that wasn't his foot. It was clay. So he could be tall enough that the scouts with the Browns, he played for the Browns and the Bengals, the scouts with the Browns would be like, oh, yeah, oh, no, he's not 5'7". No, he's 5'11", or whatever. Like, he added some inches. Leave it alone. He added some inches just so he could make it to the league. The dude was getting paid nothing to go to El Paso to be a ball boy when he was playing in Canada, probably making nothing just so he could be around scouts and have that opportunity. Desperation and motivation abounds in this league. Mm-hmm. And I want everyone out there that needs to hear the message to get the message, because it's for all of us. You have an opportunity in front of you. Audric Estimé, Lucas Krull, Juwan Newton, all of these guys. Yeah. You have an opportunity that others would kill for. You have an opportunity that others would fake their height for. You have an opportunity to go make a play, make a team, and make your career, or it's going to be done, and you're going to be one of the remember win guys.
Yeah.
And maybe not even that. How many guys come in and out of this league we don't even notice?
Lots.
Yeah,
Lots.
Most.
Yeah.
Most of this league is like that.
I actually think that's very creative. Like, I give the guy credit for doing it. Why doesn't Kyler Murray wear those boots that the guys in Kiss used to wear? That's what he should wear out
The
there.
platform boots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, see over the line of scrimmage. Russell Wilson should do the same. Get creative. Get you a Nike cleat with the platform on it.
Okay, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Maybe that's the next thing.
Might be. Get a little goldfish in it, swimming at the bottom like the ladies used to do, you know?
Are we talking about Platinum 84 again?
Oh, I guess so.
Okay.
Always comes back to that place
It
somehow.
does, yeah. I got to get my Jeep washed.
Go all the way up there for a car wash. I respect that.
Yeah, but then I drive through the bugs on the way home. I'm going to 84th and Huron for my car wash. I live in Roxborough. Yeah.
I also want to add Pat Bryant real fast. Now, he's not in trouble of making the team or anything like that. He's obviously there, and I think he's going to have a solid role. I don't know how big the role is, but I'm curious for tomorrow's Pat Bryant involvement. Again, Sean told us this week, I want to get Pat Bryant involved. I have to get Pat Bryant involved. He said the same thing about Evan Ingram, and then he decided not to play Evan Ingram. But Pat's going to play. I'm interested in a couple of things. One, what does he look like against second and third players? But what role? I mean, is Pat just Cortland? Right? That's what he's going to play? And I'm intrigued to see him play that role.
Well, and full disclosure, we can't say what we saw. When Cortland's not on there, the X is Pat Bryant. Mm-hmm. The receiver on the left that lines up on the line of scrimmage that does not go in motion, that's Pat Bryant. Now, Pat Bryant can play on the other side. He can play the flanker. He can play the Z. He can play the slot. So he's versatile in that. But your direct backup in the depth chart doesn't matter. But your direct backup to Cortland Sutton is Pat Bryant. It's not Devon Vele.
Okay. And I want to see that. I want to see him in
I would
that
rather
role.
see Vele on the other side, honestly.
I would too.
I would rather see him in motion. You know, like that. Sutton's spot is kind of a specialty. You're the man. You're on the line of scrimmage. You don't move. And that corner just knows he's got to deal with you. Pat Bryant has that skill.
I actually think Franklin has surpassed Vele for me on that other side.
You've come around.
Yeah. It's, hey, when I get new information, I'm allowed to change my opinion.
There's hope for Jamal Murray.